Hello and welcome to How Rich Does It. Today I want to share with you the importance of home security with video cameras as a great deterrent and even a better visual of real-time events and recording. There's so many reasons why surveillance cameras have almost become a necessity. I had a loss here a couple of months ago in my front yard of some pretty expensive patio furniture. And long story short, because we did not have surveillance video of this information, even though they were able to find out where the person lived, we had no proof that they actually took it. So I moved forward on getting video cameras, and I just said that I just do not want that to ever happen again. You feel so violated. So with that said, this is part 1 of 2, maybe even a part 3. And I'm going to do a quick overview of the camera that I purchased and installed, and very importantly, the tools and supplies that will make the installation go quickly and smoothly. So to get started, let's start off with I'm not affiliated with Wyze cameras or any of the other products that I'm showing. This is my personal preference, and this is how Rich does it. So today I'm going to be walking you through the Wyze Cam V2. It's a 1080 HD Wi-Fi indoor camera. Now with my research though, you can put it outdoor. I saw some guys that had it in direct sunlight. They said they had over 100+ degree days. They also had it in areas where there was a lot of rain. And the 2 gentlemen that I followed on a 2-year journey with their cameras, they both lived in an area where it snows. Here in Central California, we haven't had snow, but very light snow twice in probably the last 40 years, so that just wasn't a big concern. But with that said, I'm being told that these cameras do work very well outside, and I'm living proof because since I've put them up, we've had plenty of rain. I've had no issues. But what I did do though is I got a outdoor mounting case for it. So that has worked well. The camera, it offers a free 12-second motion recording that's included with the Wyze Cam, and it will record it to the cloud. That's a 14-day free service that they offer. You can also add a 32 gigabyte card or maybe even a larger or smaller one that will record for as long as there's motion until it's full. Just depends on what settings. It might be full in a few days, it might be full in a week, and all it does is it just erases the card when it's full, and then it starts over again. I went with the upgrade instead, and I bought the per month service that they offer, and it's $1.49 per month per camera, and it allows recording whenever there is motion with no time limits, no restrictions, and no wait time between the recordings. So to me, that was just a no-brainer for me. The mounting outdoor kit for the Wyze camera I bought in 3 pieces, and it's an outdoor case, and they are for the V2 camera. I got them on eBay for $25.99 for 3 of them because I bought 3 cameras initially. I also bought a 3-pack of 15-foot micro USB sync charger cable cord, and I bought those for $8.95 on eBay, and they work great. You have to grind down a little bit of one of the sides to get it to fit in the camera, but I'm going to show it to you. I used a Dremel that I have, and I literally did it in under 2 minutes per camera, and it was great. It was no problems with it. So now I want to show you how to put it together. I'm going to go over my supply list, and I'm going to show you how I have them on my home. And in part 2, I'm going to walk you through the installation and other features of how once you download the app, how you utilize the app, how clear these photos are. It has night vision as well. That works great. It also has a mic You can speak out of it and it's pretty clear. People can hear you at least 10 feet away from the camera. It just has a ton of features. These $20 cameras from Wyze.com are just blowing away $200 to $300 cameras. They're awesome. I've had no problems with them, and they're really pretty easy to install, just depending on where you're going to place them. And the only setback would be is if while you're doing your mounting, you actually come through a situation where you're going through a stud, a 2x4. But for the most part, I only ran into one, and that was not really that large of an obstacle. So let me go over all of the items that I use to make this installation go really smooth. It took me a little bit on the first one, and then I realized what I was gonna need, and I just utilized those items, and it literally from there, every camera that I installed after the initial one took me approximately 30 minutes to put up. Now, the first thing that you're gonna need is some Masonary drill bits. Now, I bought them at Harbor Freight. It was a set of 5 for $5.99. And what made me go with that decision is because the $5.99 pack had the 1/2-inch Masonary drill bit that I was gonna need. And it also had the smaller drill bit that I was gonna need also. And I believe that one, let's see, is 5/16. Sorry for the pause. So pretty much what you're gonna do is I'm gonna go over the casing for it. So these are the items that you get in the case. You get these 3 items. Excuse me, I dropped that. And then this right here is the bracket that actually goes onto the wall. This is really cool because the first set of 3 cameras, when I bought these cases, they were from another seller and they didn't have these. And this is a really nice, flexible, thick rubber that is a good insulator. And pretty much what that does is it goes on the inside and it fits very well. It doesn't hinder the camera itself nor the sensor. So this is your camera, and pretty much it opens up like this, and once you're gonna get it going, there is a button right here that you would press, and then that would start the procedure. It takes about 2 minutes. I'll do that on my other video of how you would set that up. Right now we just want to do the outdoor install video. So pretty much it just sits right in there. It's nice and flush, nice and tight. And then what you would do is, this is the USB cord that it comes with. And you would just plug it in right here. Now, if you notice, it has this notch right here. So you would run it down and it fits nice and flush. Let me take it out just to show you. It fits nice and flush in there. So now we have our camera in there. We've plugged in our cord, run it down, and now we're going to put the back piece on, and it sits. It's perfect. Has 4 little screws. They come with it, and it even comes, this particular kit even came with a small Phillips screwdriver that you would need to get that there, and it's nice and tight and secure. Now, this is the portion that's going to be put up on the wall, and it has 3 mounting holes. What's cool about it, it comes with a little diagram that you can actually cut out, and you can hold this up on the wall where you're going to be placing your camera. Side note, when you're placing your cameras outside, please try to put them as high as you can without allowing someone to just walk right under it and flick it down or cut it or steal it. Try to put it up high where they cannot reach it. the ones that I have outside, two of them are pretty high. One of them, it couldn't be helped, but I have another camera facing it that would capture if anyone was try to steal it or cut the wire or whatnot. But this works out really well. And then what I do is I have my Masonary bits that I purchased. Now, I purchased a 1/2 inch because the 1/2 inch is going to be just wide enough that my USB cord will fit through it when I'm feeding it from the inside of the house. Okay, and then my second one, this is the one that I'm going to be using for my mounting holes. And it's a 5/16. So I have my little diagram here. I hold it where I want it, and I would just drill my 3 screws or my 3 holes in. Once you drill your 3 holes in, then it just comes with these anchors. And you place these wall anchors where the 3 holes are in the mason. And then you would come back and you would hold this up to it. And then you would place in your 3 Phillips screws. So now this bracket is nice and mounted to your wall. Now, from this point, you have 2 options as far as the hole that you're going to be making for your USB. I would suggest to you, if you're going to be placing this, that's not going to be under an eave and it's going to get maybe direct rain, then I would drill my hole above it. And you can flip these cameras upside down with no problem. In the settings, you are able to flip them so it would be right side up, even though that you're mounting it upside down. And what that will allow you to do is now your hole and your USB cord is running through here, and you don't have to really worry about water running down if you mount it underneath. Now, as I'll show you on mine, I was able to mount him underneath. So what I did, this is a 1/2 inch drill bit, and it's a Masonary drill bit. And I went into the wall right underneath it, maybe about a 1/2 inch. And I went as far as I could go. Now, once I went as far as I could go, I backed it out. Because my wall is 7 3/4 inches deep, and these Masonary bits are only 6 inches long. So of course, therefore, I didn't come out through the inside, but that was no big deal. That was already expected for me. I have this regular drill bit that I use, and it's 13 inches long. I bought it probably 20 years ago, if not longer, for another purpose. So what I did at that point, I put this onto my drill, and then I drilled the rest of the way, and it came out on the other side of the wall. So what I did then, I just took this off. I went back on the inside. I reinstalled my 1/2 inch and drilled from the inside of the house to the outside, and kind of ran it a few times to make sure that the hole was going to be sufficient. So when I were to fish my cable through, there would be no hang-ups. Now, keep in mind, do not make the mistake of trying to feed this larger portion in. You're just going to feed this out because this is what's going to plug into the camera outside. Now, because I didn't have fishing wire or tape, once again, I went back to my trusty 13-inch drill bit. And what I did is, now that my hole is complete, my mount is outside, I'm about a 1/2 inch under it. I then got these 2 items and I butted them up against each other. Now, you don't want to overlap them. You want to butt them up against each other like this. And what I did is I utilized some electrical tape, if you have duct tape, but just something sturdy. And then I just wrapped the 2 together. I did about 2 times around. So now it's not very secure, but it's on there. Then I started right about here, and I just started with the electrical tape all the way down, and I came about to where my thumb is at. So now that was really secure. So then all I did was feed this from the inside of the house or the garage, and it went right through my hole, and this went along with it. And once it was sticking out on the other side, you can feel once it goes through. I went around and I grabbed it and I gently tugged, gently pulled, twisting a little bit so this will twist through, making sure it comes through without it detaching. One time I did have to do it 3 different times, but the other times on the first try it went right through. Once it's through, I gave it maybe about 3-4 inches, and that was about it. And from there, I was able to put my camera together, plug it in, seal it. And then at that point, of course, this is already mounted on the wall. You just twist it on here and you get it nice and secure. I'm not going to do it too much, just for example. And then this right here, you loosen it. Right here, I'm tightening it. You loosen it so that way when it's on the wall, you're able to twist it and set it right where you want it. At that point, you're just basically holding your cell phone in your hand, and you're just, with your free hand, you're moving your camera so you'll set it exactly where you want it as far as your field of vision. And then this, you just come back and you retighten it, and now it's going to stay there. This is still kind of loose, that's why it jiggles, but it won't have any play in it. So that was base case scenario. I actually had this only happen on one of the cameras, that this was actually long enough. And what's also comes in it, this of course would plug in, and then this goes into your outlet. Now I was very fortunate that where I did end up mounting all of my cameras, there was an outlet not that far away on the inside of the house. But I believe this is 8 feet. It was just always shy about 1 or 2 feet. So that was why I had thought ahead and I purchased these 15 feet. I should have actually tried to get one that was 10 feet because 15 feet was actually too much. So again, the only issue that I had was having to use my Dremel from about right here to the tip all the way around to get it to fit. But that was okay. All I did was get some little cable nails on the inside, and it looks really nice and neat on the inside. Now once you've done that, you're going to want to apply some silicone. Now this is the particular one that I've used for years in other projects, and it is 2.8 ounces. There's approximately this much still left, and I'll tell you, this right here did 4 cameras. I was able to put it on the inside and on the outside for 4 different cameras, and I still have this much. I did buy 2 tubes, which is cool because I have one more camera just for the hell of it, because they're so inexpensive that I'm going to put up in an area that I just kind of every once in a while I have concerns about. But I have put up already 6 of these cameras. This is my 7th. I'm going to be putting that in that position that I was telling you about, and I have 1 additional camera, and I'm going to actually put that inside my house because if there was ever anything to happen, I would want there to be some type of video footage of anything that was to go on into the house. I found a really nice place that kind of covers both of my front entries. So with that said, the only thing I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to show you 2 or 3 of my cameras that I have outside. So please excuse the road noise. I am on a frontage road, and it can be kind of noisy, but I am wearing my mic, so I hope that you can still hear me pretty good. So let's just take a little trip outside real quick, and let me show you my cameras that I have. Okay, so here is one camera that I have on my west wall of the garage, and as you can see, there's the mount, and there's the wire, and there's the silicone, and that has a pretty good showing of what I wanted as far as the coverage. Then I have one that's over here, and it's covering the other side. So I have coverage on both sides of my vehicles and also in between. So if someone was between my cars, that would not be an issue. I could see them. Also, if they were on the passenger side of my truck right there, I would see them as well. And then this camera right here, its coverage goes all the way to about right here towards my front door. But even before then, the one that I have covering my front door would pick up. And they're awesome. They're great. I really like them. And with that said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed the information that I've shared with you. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I'll have quite a few more videos in other areas. If you know of someone else that could use this, please share it with them. And I look forward to making part 2 for you guys here in the next couple of days, which will be an actual installation of one of these cameras now that the weather is nice again. And as always, be safe and be kind to one another. Thank you.